Hello everyone, you're very welcome back to another video. Haven't spoken to you guys in a while. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, then you will have missed the announcement after the last two shows. Basically, from the last show, I got an invite to represent not only myself, but Team Ireland and go to Los Angeles this November to compete at WNBF Worlds, which is insane, saying that out loud. Crazy opportunity. So I thought about it for about 12 hours and I was like, yeah, I can't pass up that opportunity. And why I would even consider passing up an opportunity like that is because it's been a long year. It's been intense, even though I've taken somewhat of a sustainable approach towards all this and I've executed it quite well, if I do say so myself. It still takes its toll on you, regardless of the approach you take towards your fat loss goals. Going to the extreme ends of fat loss, being very lean, sub 10% body fat, you're still going to feel all the symptoms of that, which I was very much feeling for the last while prior to the shows. So when I finished WNBF in September, part of me was ready to pack everything in. So I wasn't mentally prepared to keep going with the diet in order to make it to stage this November. So what I did was, the last 2 weeks, I took a bit of a diet break. So the week after the show, I set my calories to over 4,000 calories every day, which was really nice. Had a lot more treats and stuff, was able to eat out, not worry about calories and competing. I was just able to give myself a bit of a mental break. And then last week, I set my calories to 2,500 calories throughout the week, which is low, but it's not crazy low. And last week almost was a diet break as well, because I set my calories to 2,500, knowing that my brother's wedding was coming up. We just had my brother's wedding at the weekend. And I knew I just wanted to let my hair down for that. I didn't want to track. I didn't want to worry about calories, nothing. So that's why I set my calories to 2,500, so I could go to my brother's wedding and just have a good time and not be too overly concerned with the repercussions of my actions from that day and night, from that weekend in general. So I had a few drinks at that, enjoyed all the food, and that was excellent. It was my brother's wedding. He's the first of the Shaughnessy clan to get married. There's a time and place for dieting, and I did not want that to be it. But once that wedding was over, it was like, okay, 2 weeks, the mind, I've gotten it right. I'm ready to rock again. We are exactly 8 weeks out from WNBF Worlds, from going to LA. And that's incredible. Let me take my first sip of my coffee. Gorgeous. And I'm ready to rock. So as of yesterday, I set my calories to 2,300, 220 grams of protein, and it was fine. Today, I might even go lower today, just because I'm just feeling it. Might just set them to 2,200, and we'll see what that does for us all this week. And I'll go back to having a high days at the weekend when I'm with Katie. That's the approach I was taking leading up to WNBF and PCA. That's the approach I'm going to take now as well. Diet aggressively throughout the week, then give back to the systems, relax a little bit, relax the body, relax the mind at the weekend by giving it more food. I just like that approach in general, and plus I'm busier during the week with clients and everything. I'm in between clients right now, just ran to get a coffee for myself and Kyle, and I have Big Ray coming in next in the next few minutes. And yeah, things are good. It's just an incredible opportunity. And I have to say as well, I set up a GoFundMe to help get me out to LA, because I'm funding this myself. This is an amateur sport, and I have no problem with doing that as well. But a lot of people said to me, this is incredible, you should do GoFundMe. There's a lot of people, I'm sure, who would want to get behind you. And I was kind of resistant to the idea at first, because I didn't like the idea of people giving me money to go out and compete and do what I love doing. in LA, but people are like, the fact that you represent your country and that you've done so well all year. Like, I've received a lot of messages, a lot of kind words from people talk to me about this year that I did not realize I had an impact on. But it just goes to show you never know. And I set up the GoFundMe and I reached my goal. I set a goal of €3,000 and I reached it after a week. So to everyone who donated to that, you've blown me away with the amount of support I received. I did not expect that. That was absolutely incredible. And I feel like you've just lit a fire inside me to just give this everything I have. Because like I said, with the dieting stuff, competing stuff, I was tapped out after my last show. I didn't want to keep going, but huge opportunity. And with all your support, it's driving me on to just go out there, not only go out there, but nail the rest of this prep right now. So my clients after pulling up, I will take the camera up again when I feel I have something to say or do. What a day. So it is, I don't know what time it is, 11 o'clock, after 11 o'clock. Morning clients are finished. I was in the gym since 6 a.m. No food. I've had 3 coffees. Like my coffee in the morning. That'll be the caffeine done for the day. And I've about 6,000 steps done. So go in, make myself some food, show you my breakfast, lovely breakfast. And we'll go for a big walk today. Soak in that vitamin D and get the steps up. Let's go. Right, time to dig in. I love this breakfast. And you know what? Something I'm going to continue on doing that I started doing in this prep was including salad leaves in like nearly every savoury meal I have. Love it. It's a great way of getting the micros in nice and early. WNBF Worlds, exactly 2 months away. After the last 2 weeks, I'm now ready. I'm refreshed. Psychologically, I'm in a good spot. I'm ready to go. And today we're already off to a really good start on a Monday. Really good start. And it's 2 days post wedding. So we've some green beans going on here. Made a change to this week's diet. I'm going to see if I keep it in or not. So green beans going in. I just put on some 1-cal spray on them. And they're fresh green beans. Over here we have 3% lean mince from Tesco going on. This is the pack, extra large pack, 3% lean in the pan, which I have to season. And in the pan here is frozen onions and mushrooms, which I'm going to mix through the mince. And I've made it, I usually get fresh veg from the fruit and veg stand that, you know, if you watch my videos, you know me and Katie love that place. But I kind of just thought to myself, I want to spend less time in the kitchen with these meals. And when you get fresh veg and the amount of veg I was getting, you're slicing them up, preparing them, that actually takes a good bit of time. And you know what? I don't want to be given too much. I want to actually reduce my cooking time in the kitchen. And I was like, dude, just start getting frozen veg again. And plus the shelf life, they can just go back in the freezer and they can stay there for a while. So handy. Already chopped up, already ready to go. And oh, this smells unreal. The onions and mushrooms, they're already getting browned off. I think we could be on to a winner. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to throw that in with the mince. But before I do, I'm going to grab my seasonings. So for mince, I'm going to use the Old El Paso fajita mix. It's my little drawer of tricks in here. So this is for fajitas, the smoked barbecue. I know there's a taco one, but this with mince, really good. And smoked paprika. When I do red meat, that's what I'm using. And it's delicious. So I'm going to throw this all on now and season her up. So onions, mushrooms, in with the mince. And this recipe is a classic recipe from Keen's Kitchen. If you are an OG follower, you will know this is a Keen's Kitchen recipe. Shout out to my man, Keane Brennan, over in Saudi Arabia. Inshallah, brother, inshallah. We'll mix that up, get it all around there. And it's actually ridiculous. I started cooking when I started recording, and I've been recording for 14 minutes now. Jeez, once I start talking, it starts to stop me. But this meal is almost done. So we're talking like in 15, 20 minutes, get this meal done, and this will be my main meal for today, and it'll be cooked for tomorrow as well. And that is efficient, people. That's efficient, that's what we want. So there's actually calories. There's calories in these Old El Paso seasonings, but I never track them. I just don't. So I'm not going to start now, right? Don't at me. Calories won't be much, but just being honest. I just choose not to. Right? In my head, I just view it as a spice, and I don't track my spices. So I'm loading this up with smoked paprika now. A sea of red. Paprika goes so well with mince. And I'll just let that do its thing for a while. And then I'll mix it up, probably give it a season again, and then just like let it like kind of brown off somewhat. Maybe you might disagree with this. If anyone knows anything about the kitchen, you might look at the way I'm doing things, you might be like, oh God, that is awful, man. Pro tip, doesn't matter what you think, it's about what I think and what I enjoy. Cook your food to your liking. I'm cooking this to my liking. Know what you like, spices, veg, how to cook your veg, because a lot of people think they don't like veg. But you might have just grown up with a mother and father who cooked their veg a certain way that they liked, and then forced it upon you and you didn't like it. And then for years you didn't like veg, but it wasn't your fault, it was their fault. Bit of trauma coming through there. I know, yeah, but seriously, learn to cook things to your liking, and you will be fine. You will enjoy veg. I actually can't have a lot of savory dishes without veg now. The last, I don't know how many years, I just love veg. I feel like if it's done right, if it's veg you like, it complements the dish so well. There can't not be veg in the dish. Especially if you're dieting, which I am, calories are low. Veg, there's very little calories in veg. You still want to account for that. I do account for my veg, my mushrooms, my onions were weighed out, tracked to the gram. Same with the green beans that are in the air fryer, also tracked. Because that would be pulling the piss too much with the amount of veg I'm having. Because I know some people don't like to track veg. And sometimes I tell my clients not to track veg, but it depends on the client, who I'm talking to, their goal. I'm doing contest prep, so I need to be I need to be tracking most stuff. Just certain things like the spices, we can let slide. So for anyone who's curious, I just seasoned the meat again, mixed it up, seasoned it again, and just covered it with the lid. Covering the meat with the lid is something I haven't done in a long time, but I know it's Brennan's tip to keep in all that moisture, not let the meat dry out. That's how he finishes this off. So I'm going to try it today, see how it goes. It's been a long time. I'm very curious to see how this meal turns out. While the mince is cooking, I'm also going to prepare my oats for later. I'm going to have the bowl essentially made. I'm going to make my low-calorie jelly and custard bowl as well. Volume. And I have time right now, free time. So it's time I have now. Later, I just want to come, eat, go to bed. It was important for me that I almost take a new approach for the next 8 weeks. Spice things up a little bit for myself. Like make certain little changes to where it just keeps me a little bit more interested. For example, this meal is a meal I haven't had. I'm going to have this for the rest of the week. So I bought 2 800-gram packs of lean mince. So this will be my meat meal for the week. I'm going to have the same veg, yada yada yada. So nice. And like, I don't find that boring at all having this meal, like the same convenience, not too much thinking. Pro tip, just make things easier for yourself. And plus you don't want to be messing with food too much, changing things up too often for the sake of it, for the sake of spicing things up, because then you're going to be very food focused, which I did on my second ever prep 8 years ago. My last prep, the prep before this one, because I went from my first prep following a meal plan, eating the same stuff all the time. Then when I discovered tracking calories and calorie balance and if it fits your macros, I took it to the other end of the extreme where I was switching things up every day just for the sake of it. And that was also mentally exhausting and left me food focused. So meal plans, tracking calories, and like IIFYM, the answer I found is somewhere in the middle. Because meal plans provide great structure, not very much thinking, and that's a huge pro. And then the ability then to make little swaps here and there if you get bored of something after a while. That's where tracking calories and IFYM comes in handy, and you mold the two together, and just it's a powerful combo. So that now is a change I've made. I also made a few changes, like little tweaks to my sessions. Like I had a pull session today. I wanted to change a few things up there, just to give me like a new lease of life coming into the next 8 weeks. This is good shit. Oh damn. Oh damn. I'm gonna enjoy this for the rest of the week. Nice. Good morning. I can't see where I'm going, but it is the next day, and I am still waking up early to go out for my walks in the morning. Don't fix what isn't broken. I like these walks, and it's a great way to start the day. Getting ahead of my steps makes it easier later. It's really cold, hence the setup. I have like 5 layers on. I cannot see where I'm going, so I'm going to put the camera away now. But it is the next day. We're walking. See you in the next clip. So this morning I went out for my walk, got about 4,500 steps done before my morning clients. Had 3 clients this morning, hour and a half break, so I just trained push, just there. Hence the beautiful big pump. And it was a good session. And on my training has felt really good the past 2 weeks, over a week. It's insane when you take food away for a long time and when you put it back in, it's like, so this is how it feels. So it's been nice training with that extra little bit of energy. It's almost like a placebo thing as well, because I'm eating more. Even if it isn't having any like physiological benefit, there's definitely a psychological component to eating more where you think, oh, I can push more. And I felt that a lot last year when I bulked for all of last year. Food was just like, I was just eating so much that I just felt invincible. And whether that's somewhat delusional, because food can only do so much, and there's probably a point of diminishing returns. That mindset really served me last year. It served my training so much. I made such improvements to my physique in 1 year. From that year of training, I've carried that mindset throughout my training all this year, even when in the depths of a deficit. But it has me thinking, feeling this good after training, that after all the competing is said and done, that I cannot wait to get stuck into training with higher food and get after it inside the gym. But yeah, on my training, push session today went really well. Last week went even better, to be honest. Last week I picked up the 47s in each hand for the first time in I don't know how long, months, and pressed them overhead for 2 reps and then 2 assisted reps with Kyle helping me. Then dropped down to 45s for a set of 5 and then 40 for a set of 8. So that was really nice to hit that. Today though, I stayed with the first 2 sets, 2 top sets. I kept with the 40 kilo dumbbells. Did 8 reps, 7 reps, then dropped down to 32.5s and got 14 8.5 reps with that. But still a nice session. The dip strength is still good. Last week I did 80 kilos for 4 or 5 reps in my top set. This week I did 70 kilos for a set of 7 or 8, and then dropped down to 52.5 in the belt for a set of 11. And we'll have to pick this up again because the next client just walked in. Gary, how are you now? You look for the camera, are you? Oh, don't worry, you're out of the shot. Oh, thanks. Do you want to come in here and tell people how good of a trainer I am? And tell them to hire me? Yeah? Gary's in for some session today. Let's go. Say hi to the camera, Gary. Oh, we know. Right, so we are back from the gym. Gary had a good session and I'm about to answer some online clients. So with my online coaching, I do calls with people one-to-one so we can have a good conversation, good chat about how life is going, training, any questions they have, what's going good, what's going bad. But as well as that, then they can reach out to me during the week with any questions they have. But more so, if they have videos to send me to assess their form and training efforts, I'm really big on that. So I have a new lady who's just after starting this week with me online, and I'm going to look at her videos and send her feedback on what she's given me. So I'm going to dive into that right now. First of all, the hip thrust. You're rushing the movement, so especially at the top that's where we want to milk the movement the most in that shortened position. So when you get up to that squeeze, hold that squeeze for a second or two, okay? Really feel it and then come back down. With the calf raise, the way you're set up, you have no stability and you're not getting much stretch on the calves at the bottom of the movement. So think about with any calf raise, you want to try and elevate your toes so your calf, your heel can dip down. And when that heel dips down, the calf is going to experience more of a stretch. All right, that's that. One thing I didn't show you yesterday was how I make my oats and my jelly and custard, which are the final 2 meals of the day. So I'm going to walk you through that, and then I'll probably close off the video there. Now for the jelly, people, this is what's going on here. There is 94 calories in this pot. Each one of these is 5 calories, meaning this is only 20 calories. This will provide a lot of volume for the bowl, and this will go on top, and it's almost making like a low calorie trifle. And because it's so much volume, it takes a little bit of time to eat that, which means like you're having 114 calories here, providing you volume, and it's taking some time to eat, and it actually tastes really good, at least when you're in the depths of prep and your taste buds are very sensitive. Maybe this won't taste good in 4 months' time when I'm eating all around me, eating all the biscuits in the house. Isn't that right, man?
That's right, Dave.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Katie got me onto this meal. It's her little dieting hack that she came up with herself. She was telling me to get on it for ages. I was resistant to it and then eventually succumbed to it. Started having it at her place, and now I'm buying it myself and making it at home and having it ready in the fridge for me in the evening. And it's really nice to have. So not much to this other than to open up the jelly and break it up into small pieces with a spoon. Toss her in, next one, and then put the custard on top. Straightforward enough. And that is that, people. This then goes in the fridge for later. I actually bought some new protein flavors as well from Perform. This brand, protein powder, is so tasty and mixes so well with the oats. Not one bit grainy. I bought a load of samples just to try a few flavors out that I've been meaning to get to. And like I said, kind of like the theme of this video, I wanted to spice things up a little bit for myself for the next 8 weeks. Try some new things, and this is part of it. So I've had a few flavors recently with my oats because I got this a few days ago. This morning I had a tiny bowl of oats before I trained with frozen fruit, frozen berries, and the flavor I had was chocolate mochaccino. Nice, very nice. I'd give that 7.9 out of 10. The day previous I had white chocolate raspberry. More so like, smelled like yogurt, as opposed to like white chocolate or raspberry. It was like you just turned your oats into a yogurt. At least that was the smell of it. Not bad, but not great. I won't be buying. Definitely, it's not a contender. Yesterday morning for the small bowl of oats, I had sticky toffee pudding, which is Perform's newest flavour. That's a winner. That's one you could potentially get a tub of, because that is good shit with oats. The day prior to that, I had white chocolate hazelnut. Didn't get too much of a taste off it, to be honest. And for the small bowl of oats, first thing in the morning, I had apple strudel. Yeah, apple strudel. It tastes like apple tart. Tasted phenomenal. That was a really good flavour. So tonight's choice is cereal milk. Let's see if I can taste it. And yeah, I got a big tub then of. I'll show you the big tub. It's called Egg Explosion. And the flavour supposedly tastes like mini eggs, but I heard a YouTuber say that flavour actually tastes like dairy milk. Which if someone says a protein powder tastes like dairy milk, you get the big tub. Haven't tried it yet. I'm going to get around to it, but I'm very excited. And I'll be extremely disappointed if that actually tastes like shite, because I got a full 2 kg tub of it. Bold move. But here we are. So for the oats, I'm not making the whole thing. I'm just going to put the oats with the protein powder into the bowl, add water, and let that set, because that thickens up with time then, and it provides a little less prep time for me later. I can just add my toppings to it: my dark chocolate, peanut butter, banana, and cinnamon. Microwave it, job done. Just making things easier for myself. She's beautiful. Cereal milk, peanut butter, dark chocolate in the middle, cinnamon, pink salt, Diet 7-Up, custard and jelly. I'm watching Alien Earth, the new series. I don't need to pause it because, to be honest, it's shite. The potential so many of these movies and shows have, and they just do such a bad job. Best movie I've seen all year, the new Demon Slayer. Cinema, absolute cinema. But yeah, I'll give you a quick taste test. We want to try the oats without everything else first. So, oats, bit of cinnamon.
I trust you. We need to trust.
Not bad.
Remind me of your
Not bad, no. Won't be in a rush to buy it off the shelf, but it'll do for tonight.
Your real name.
And that concludes the video. I suppose the theme of this was sort of, you're watching me just get back
Tell me your name.
into the habits that got me to where I am right now. Just getting them back and sort of like easing myself back into this deficit again. I will do what's necessary to get into the condition and improve upon my condition for LA Worlds. But this week was just sort of easing myself right back into it. So, see you in the next video. Let's go.
Well then.